One of the reasons why people have such a hard time dealing with change, whether it's a big change in their life or just the changing of seasons, we just went from summer to fall here, and even that people struggle with, myself included. One of the biggest reasons is that we forget to adapt our needs to that new season or that new part of the cycle. And what I mean by that is if you're on a spiritual conscious journey, it's likely you have a daily practice or a semi-consistent practice. It's likely you have certain things that you do or you engage in that help you feel good, that help you feel centered. And it could be anything from like going for a walk, being out in nature, to something like a formal meditation practice, or, making sure you get enough sleep, eating well, daily gratitudes. It could be a plethora of things, right? And I think it's really easy to forget that some parts of the seasons, the cycle of life that we call summer, fall, winter, and spring, as well as just like the more personal seasons of life, like when your family's going through something hard or you're having health issues or you go through a move or start or end a relationship, those sorts of things. They call for different things, different ways for us to support ourselves and our energy and our own ability to stay in alignment and recover to a state of alignment when we inevitably fall out, which happens on the daily because we're human. We live in the world of contrast. That's just going to happen. So we need to know how to recover. And it can be as simple as, one of the things I love to do to center myself and support my energy is go for walks. Well, I live in Minnesota. Summer and most of fall and most of spring is pretty easy to do that. Winter, not so much. So come winter, I'm going to have to adapt that as one of my reliable, consistent practices. It could be something as simple as that. It could also be, like, I don't know about you, but when we transition from summer to fall here in Minnesota, I get so tired. I get so tired. I go from like having a ton of energy in the summer. I feel like I could be a social butterfly, even though I'm more introverted these days. To fall, where it's like, nope, as soon as I see that sun go down, I'm just like, not only do I not want to leave the house, I just want to go to bed. I got to honor that. So what do I adapt? I go to bed earlier, right? And that can be somewhat of a pain in the ass when you want to stay up and maybe binge watch your favorite show. But ultimately, in the long run, if you care more and more about how you feel, you start to see the benefits of that. And it usually doesn't last. Then I give myself the rest that I need as I adapt to that new energy. And soon enough, I'm back to staying up a little bit later, binge watching my favorite shows. So my point, and this really comes from some sessions I've been having lately with individuals and group members, where we make it a point to check in and say, okay, new season, or hey, you're going through something hard in your family, or hey, you're moving to a new place and just started a new job. What do you need now? This makes change so much easier. It's easier on your nervous system. It's much easier to manage your vibration and feel good more often, even when things are unfamiliar, even when you're grieving the old and doing your best to welcome the new. It's a consciousness thing. Take the time to actually acknowledge it and name a few things and implement a few things. Doesn't have to be huge. And then most importantly is to observe what happens when you do, because when you can connect those dots and make it all conscious, you're more likely to remember to do it in the future and stay consistent with it. And what does that do? Creates a better life of more ease, more flow, more connection, more alignment.